Hello, folks. Welcome to the December Judge Foundry board meeting. It's fantastic to see you. As you can see, it is Matt, Toby, and myself here today with just the busyness of the season, it being that time of year and people traveling to events. We have not met quorum today, so we need to officially adjourn the meeting here. However, we would love it if you could stick around because we would like to provide you with some important updates and announcements, but we cannot do any official business such as voting or like any of those formal discussions that you're used to having at these board meetings. So we are officially going to adjourn soon, but please stick around so you can get some updates from the Judge Foundry board, please.
All right. I am sorry we started late. Our streaming guy, Rob, is one of the people that's missing. And so it's very difficult to test a stream before you're actually streaming. We're not going to go over any meeting minutes because, like Hyland said, we can't approve any minutes. But just for the horizon, there were some adjustments that need to happen on the October minutes, and those are done. November minutes are done. We'll talk about them more at the January 7th meeting. I do have the treasurer's report for this month, not a formal report, but I want to keep you all posted on what's going on. We will, formally go over this January meeting. But in November, we made $4,732.21. We spent about $620. That was JudgeCast videos and then our MailChimp account and our website. So we made about $4,100 for November. Currently in the account, we have $67,000 for $67,414.25. One of the interesting things I did in the last month regarding the financial state of affairs is I went through the fiscal year 2024 and fiscal year 2025 and figured out our base operating costs. So in 2024, we had revenue of $50,951.53. On not shop related things, we spent about $12,000, and on the shop, we spent $12,000. Notably, that includes a lot of inventory purchases, inventory that we still have to sell. So it does sound like quite a bit since it matches the entire rest of our operating expenses, but that's because we still have inventory that we are feeding off of there. So in 2024, we made a total of $26,484.31. And then for 2025, we made $56,875.22 in total, which is $6,000 up from 2024, which is kind of neat. On not shop related things, we spent about $18,000. That's, I think, partially because we started sponsoring the Loading Ready Run videos, and those are quite expensive, but I think quite beneficial for many reasons. So that's why that number jumped by about $6,000. The shop expenditures were only about $7,400. I think we did a few inventory orders, but the reason this number is way down is because we didn't do as many bulk orders, I don't think. So our net revenue in 2025 was $31,263.05. I guess, Kylan, I will pass this. That is all the financial stuff. The fiscal year 2025, 2024 reports may appear on the website once I figure out where exactly I want to put them. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to see where our money is going and what we're doing with it over the course of each year. I'll pass it back to you, Kylan.
Thank you, Toby. Yeah, Toby and I are going to be playing some hot potato this evening. It's just the two of us, and we have some announcements to get out to you. So we'll just be passing it back and forth to talk about some respective things. Normally it's Q&A. However, there were no questions this month, but if you have questions for us for our January meeting, please let us know in the forum, and we would love to answer those. So it will stick with me. We compiled a report from all of our chartered committees. We just want to give you like a glance into the window of what these committees have been doing, maybe what they've been spending some dollars on, and just like some updates. I think it's really beneficial to let our members know where their dues are going and what our good, amazing judges in Judge Foundry are doing. So I'll talk a little bit about conferences. Conferences is very new. They have formed and started with discussions on conference planning and support. We have 4 applications from the past system and have been able to support 2 of them with the 3rd currently in progress. The team has put together a new application form and a checklist for reporting conferences. The checklist itself asks organizers for receipts for reimbursement, photos of the event, and a reflection on how things went. This checklist is really important because we are going to publish it out on a blogs forum, and it is included in the monthly newsletter as well, just to let people know what's happening with conferences. Let's see. With the new application form, we have 2 current applications for conferences and classes, and we are speaking to regional advocates about hosting as well. We're excited to help others host more events and help show interest in programming from Judge Foundry. And we are also working on building a presentation repository for judges. So that's something that we've talked to the regional advocates about. Building like a bank of good educational resources is something that the conferences is focused on as well. I'm going to pass it over to Toby to talk about some bylaw stuff.
Okay, I checked in with the bylaws committee. We have an updated copy of the bylaw adjustments that's almost ready, 95% ready. They're just doing, polishing it up, making it all nice and shiny. And I think they're bouncing that back with our parliamentarian, Matt Schaefer, who is looking beautiful today, as always in our meeting. And so they're sort of hashing that out. So we should have that ready for the January 14th special meeting. Once again, this was mostly about voting windows and, basically how you are allowed to vote for your board and how we sort of execute that entire process. So please please try and attend this January 14th meeting. This is kind of important. We would love to have you vote on these things. That's all I wanted to say about bylaws.
Great. My turn again for community project grants. Touched in with this team, with this committee. They're patiently waiting for some applications. I think very transparent. There hasn't been a lot in the project grants. I don't think we should shy away from that. I really think we as an organization should really lean into this resource. So this committee is designed, or was designed and still is designed, to rework and retool ideas or projects that you have, and they want to help you get approved for dollars. They also recently made some documentation and some kind of just like some infrastructure to help streamline communication between the applicant and the board. There's kind of just some miscommunication happening there. So hopefully these documents should help out with that. And if you have an idea, if you have a project that you're currently working on, submit it to the project grant committee. Their job is to tool around with it and send it back and say, hey, you could do these types of things to potentially get dollars and stuff like that. I've personally been hearing around a lot of different discords and just out there in the world that there are some individuals trying to start up some like educational classes or some like in-person judge classes or judge educational content. I want you to think about, do you need like any technical equipment for that? Do you need any training materials? Do you need any classroom materials? Do you need any paid subscriptions to websites to make this happen? All of those things, like, we don't want you paying out of your own pocket. We have this committee that would love to review your application saying, I want to meet with judges every week and I need pencils and paper and erasers and Play-Doh. I don't know why you would need Play-Doh, but Play-Doh is always fun. Can I have money for that? So I'm working with individuals and groups of people to really start getting some grants in, but it is still a thing that is around, and I want to make it known. Over to Toby for some update exams.
Just one, I wanted to sort of hit on the tail end of grants. Like, the reason I compiled reports about our operating costs is because we have a bunch of money that we would love to spend on you. You give us money, I'd like to give it back. Maybe we can just give money back and forth to each other, until the end of time. So please, if you have a cool idea for something that would benefit the judge community, please submit a grant request. I just wanted to briefly touch on update exams. The Avatar update exams are not out yet. Many people have noticed this. Our exam manager, this month, as we mentioned, you noticed the anemic board meeting. A lot of people are really tapped out with different events. Our update exam manager was not immune to this. So he said that we might have that Avatar exam rolled out by December 13th. So we'll keep an eye on that on the horizon. That's not a promise, but that's where he said might be reasonable, after he's done his event stuff. That being said, they can always use more question submissions. The bottleneck is always a lack of questions. So if you have questions, if you've noticed things that people keep screwing up at F&M, please reach out to Zwanger or Kyle Rick. Zwanger is our update exam lead, and Kyle Rick has been organizing monthly exam question writing sessions. So if you want to be part of that, we would love you to be part of that. That's everything about exams. Kylan, you have some judge recruitment things to tell us about.
Yeah, great. Super excited for this one. I'm excited for all of these, but I've been, specifically involved with judge recruitment and conferences. And it's been a really great time. So judge recruitment was judge booth before COVID. For those of you that were judging before then, I wasn't, but yet here we are learning some new things. So this judge recruitment project was also started not that long ago on October 1st. And it was voted on, of course. They have seen slow but steady progress. And I want to really emphasize steady. The work here has been really awesome, and it's been consistent. They're setting up some goals and some good criteria, measurements, growth criteria to make sure they're doing what they need to do. 3 big points here. They are going to be staffing a booth with the Western Provinces Regional Advocate Chris over at the Spotlight Toronto Lorwyn Eclipsed on Sunday, February 7th. So that's really exciting. They will have a booth over at Spotlight Toronto where Chris will hopefully connect with some people and give out some resources, and who knows, maybe even certify some judges. That committee is also working with Daniel Crabtree to increase some social media presence. Everything revolves around social media these days, so I'm glad they're doing that. And then another cool project that they are working on is creating a Lorwyn Eclipsed pre-release primer / guide that will be sent out to judges to say, hey, this is what Lorwyn Eclipse is. This is how you can be a successful judge at your pre-release. This is stuff that you can share with your local game store owner just to help make a better player experience and a better experience for judges. So super excited about the judge recruitment project. They're doing some great work. And it looks like Toby is going to be talking about levels next.
Yeah, so Joe usually does this. But we kind of wanted to give you an update about where our levels are at. So we got, right now we have 527 affiliate members. So that's 7 up from last month. On the note of certifying L1s, y'all have been doing some great work. We're up 14 L1s from last month. So that's 365 as of now. We have 3 new L2s. So clearly some of those L1s turned into L2s. So I guess we actually certified 17 L1s. L3, so that's 165 L2s. L3s are, there are 30 of them. That hasn't changed. L4s, there are 11. That hasn't changed. L5s, there are still 16. So nothing super exciting, the L3, L4, L5 realm, but we do have some new L1s and L2s moving forward. That brings us to a total of 1,090 members in total. All right, let's see. The next thing I want to talk about was the website. I'm in charge of the website project. There isn't too much to say here. Nothing really dramatic has happened there recently. The store closes at the end of this month. So if you want to buy any stuff, make sure you do that before the end of the month. I did some minor aesthetic changes, and I got the minutes and board meetings chart ready for next year. But yeah, the website continues to run and continues to provide information to you. And if you see something that's wrong, let me know and I will fix it.
Great. Thanks, Toby. We want to wrap up this informal section of the meeting with some just more general statements that are going to be beneficial for you. So that I have this thing about the review contest. So back in March of this year, March of 2025, Brooke Gardner Durbin had a grant application approved through the project grant committee about writing reviews. There was an individual component, which I'll talk about in a second. And then there was also a regional component broken down by region. I don't have anything to report on there, but I do just kind of want to give a general statement about what to expect coming from Brooke and the little team that he has reviewing reviews. Expect a article posted on the Judge Foundry page, and expect a Google form where the reviews that you received this year, you can nominate one of those reviews to be the best review you've received this year. So like if I received a review from Billy and I really, really liked it, you can in that Google form say, Billy, wrote me a review, and this is why I think this review was the best review that I've received all year. So expect an article and that Google form probably within the next week. We're not quite sure where we're at with that right now. We're looking over the form, but we will have that out more than likely in the next week.
So, and I think that form will be in the newsletter, right? For nominating
Yes.
reviews. Okay.
Yeah. Good points. I'm looking over some reviews with Brooke. I will touch base with him to make sure we have that in a place where we want it before the newsletter goes out on the 10th.
Okay, great. And I just really wanted to encourage people to nominate those reviews. It's a lot of work to write a review for somebody. And when people do that for you, that is a big favor. I mean, even if it's a little critical, they wouldn't do it if they didn't, care and want to help. And if you think one of them was like particularly useful to you, do nominate it for this contest, because it is, as somebody who's written a lot of reviews and gotten, a lot of neutral feedback, and it's nice when somebody says, you know what, I really appreciate that you wrote me, you took the time out of your day to try and help me get better at the thing I'm doing. So please nominate some reviews for this. There is a tangible reward. I think it's like a cool looking hoodie, or I don't know, a Judge Foundry merch, or I don't know, something cool for the winner of the contest. So I really want to give that to somebody. So try and get those nominations in. I just wanted to, the last thing on our docket to remind y'all of is Exemplar, which closes on December 8th. This is another thing to appreciate the people around you and the hard work that's being done, because there is a lot of hard work that many of us assume, we assume that people get recognition for these things, but oftentimes a lot of people don't actually get as much recognition as we think they do. And opening up your, Judge apps and seeing that somebody's like, you know what, I really appreciated when you, picked up trash or sorted basic plans or helped me when my Twitter Giant event was on fire. Like, these sorts of things they cost you very little and mean a lot to the people that receive them. So I really encourage you to put in some Exemplar reviews or nominations as well. That's all I wanted to say about those. Thank you so much for joining us again this month. Kylan, did you have any final words for our humans?
Yeah, but before I close this out, I would like to elaborate on Exemplar a little bit more. This may have been glossed over when Brian Perlman, the lead of Exemplar, put his article out. But Brian Perlman quickly asked us board members if, like, hey, does Exemplar need to be Magic specific? And we were pretty quick to say no. So if you see judges doing good work in Star Wars Unlimited, in the hot new commodity Riftbound, or in Flesh and Blood, or wherever you are seeing amazing exemplary work being done, feel free to shout those individuals out. It does not need to be Magic specific, and I think that's really awesome. So don't be pigeonholed into Magic. I don't think that's going to happen to you, but I know a lot of us are expanding our TCG certifications and getting out there and judging different things. So look out for some cool things happening there as well. Anything else, Toby, before I wrap us up?
Nope, that's all from me.
Awesome. Hey, folks, thank you all for joining us this evening. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being patient with our technical difficulties, but I think we know what to do next time if this happens again. I hope you all enjoy the holidays. Expect the newsletter on December 10th. I'll tell you to enjoy the holidays there as well. And we will see you on Wednesday, January 7th for our January Judge Foundry board meeting.